Okay. Carlos, give us a mic check. 1, 2.
1, 2, and a place to be. Give me a microphone so I can MC.
Welcome to this episode of Mic Check. I'm Lonnie, and I have the pleasure today and the honor of having a very special guest here with me, Mr. Carlos Fortune.
Hello. How you doing?
First, let me say I'm very honored to have you and appreciate you, taking this time with us. And I just want to say that I really just, from the first time I met you, admired your spirit. Coming into this dance community, I have encountered several, spirits and people, and you just radiated like generosity and positivity from the first time I met you. And so I want you to know that is very appreciated.
Oh, you're always welcome.
And getting that here.
Always welcome. I came from humble beginnings. I went through it and I seen what, I went through, and, I always wanted to make a difference. I don't want nobody else to go through what I went through.
All right, and it's greatly appreciated, and that comes across, and I think everything you do, just your presence, it does.
Thank you.
So let me start first with your name, Carlos Fortune. Is that your government name, or is that your stepping name?
Both. Both. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, so your name is Fortune.
Fortune is my real last name, is my government name.
It's your government name. Oh, so you was born to be a star then, huh?
I hope so. I came out the womb like, hey.
Well, you have really branded yourself to be very, I must say, from what I've seen, very polished, very debonair, very much a Renaissance man. Is that something that's intentional, or is that just naturally you?
Well, I grew up in Milwaukee, and I've been going clubs since I was like 13 years old. And at the time, you had to dress up. There was no jeans or whatever. You had to dress up.
Ah, okay.
So, and when I transitioned into stepping, it was, it was natural.
Mm-hmm.
You had to come out dressed up. Your pants couldn't be sagging. You had to
Step is sharp, right?
Yeah, or you had to wear dress shoes, no tennis shoes. And, I'm not bashing no one, because style things are different, So you can still look fly wearing Jordans and a blazer. That's a new style now. It looks fly to me, But I just like to wear dress shoes because I like to twist and dance and all that stuff. On the dance floor, so it works better for me.
I've noticed, yeah. Okay, so it's part of, it's not just for the look, it's to help you with the way you dance.
Yes, it's important.
Okay, so you have a particular style of shoes that you like to wear too?
I try to find leather bottoms, but now a lot of shoes coming out now is man-made soles, but I have a trick where I would take crazy glue and I would spread it in the bottom of my shoe when it dries into hard plastic and make it real slippery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you still do that now?
Still do it. These are rubber sole. And
okay.
I put crazy glue at the bottom of it, let it harden up, and it's slippery. I don't know what. It's real slippery now.
Okay, I haven't heard of that trick before. We hear all about felt,
Felt is good. My cousin, she used felt. She swear by it. But, I go outside in the rain and don't have no problem.
Okay. So that's a good tip that I definitely learned today about putting crazy glue on the bottom of your shoe and then letting it harden to make it slick.
Now, crazy glue for promotion, I want at least 20%. So so I discovered that. So yeah.
Okay, all right, definitely good to know. So I will say though, the look, the aura is definitely fire, but there's much more to you. I was really interested to hear that you're a man of your hands. You do carpentry, correct?
Yes, I do. Like you said, I'm a Renaissance man. I did everything. Coming up, I was into different type of dances. I played basketball competitively. I was one of the best ball players coming up.
Oh, really? So you played basketball in high school?
They wanted me, but I just, I was gonna play high school, but I was into many other things. But I played in the first Warner League playground. I was one of the top playground players.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah, then
awesome.
I was getting into boxing, and
Really, you like boxing?
at the time I loved boxing. By the time I found out, it's not enough money in it, so
Yeah,
there,
for the
there was,
sacrifice, I would think of
yeah,
putting
not
your
that,
body through
yeah. And then I got into shooting pool. I became one of the best pool players in Wisconsin.
Really, we have that in common. I do a little billiards
Do
here.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's a pool table here.
We might have
It
to
is
get
pool
on there and
table,
show
yeah.
you what I'm working with.
Yeah. Now, we had the first pool team. Well, our pool team took first place 13 years in a row.
Really?
Yeah, we dominated. Yeah, I
Oh
got
wow.
tons of trophies, and then I won I won the A-ball championship in Texas.
Really?
Yeah,
That
A-ball
is
championship.
awesome.
I accomplished a lot in pool, and then I learned how to step, and I walked away from pool. And
Wow.
everybody was mad at me, my team players and guys who I used to drive up to all the tournaments and all, so they was mad because I stopped going with them. And,
Was it a choice for you? You couldn't do both?
See, if you be good at pool, you gotta be in the pool halls. You gotta be in the pool table.
That
You gotta
is
play.
true.
You gotta play at least maybe 3 to 5 hours a day.
Yeah, to
And this
keep your
time,
skills
yeah,
up.
and at this time of day, I'm into, my being self-employed, renovating homes, and I'm working 10, 12, 15 hours a day or whatever, and that, being in a pool hall like that, I can't do it anymore.
Right.
Then with stepping, I found a new love for it. Stepping, just, I don't know. Then with the pool, it's a dirty side of the pool.
Mm.
There's a whole nother side we talk
Mm-hmm.
about, I'm
Yeah.
winning, I'm beating people out a few $1,000s, and I get back home, I'm like, hey, this money's fake. Things like that, whatever, and
Yeah,
then, the
yeah.
arguments and all that, so
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
walked away from it.
Yeah,
But
it's a
pool,
certain
just,
type of environment. That's
yeah.
true.
But dancing, I've been to 5 countries teaching stepping, and
Really, what other countries have you been to?
like country in France. I've been to Dominican Republic,
The DR. They step in the DR.
San Juan, Martinique, and Antigua. I was there.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Then I've been all over the states teaching, like over 20 years. Been in
Over 20 years.
Detroit, California, New York, Detroit, Omaha, Nebraska, New Jersey.
Well, take me back to how you started stepping, because it's my understanding that you learned from Donnie.
Yep.
Donnie,
I
the
did.
dance master. Is that right?
Yep. What
Was
happened?
he the dance master when he taught you?
Oh, he was bad. Donnie was, yeah. I credit Donnie in a lot of ways. Like something happened in Milwaukee. I can't go on camera and say, but something happened where I just shut down and I got away from things in Milwaukee. The only way I would go out is if I go out of town and hang out. And one day, we rented a party bus, and like maybe 30 of my friends hung out or wherever in Chicago. And since got a step, and we was at Strictly Business. I said, hey man, what you doing? I want to learn that. He said, man, I can't teach you. I seen to my guy Donnie. So he gave me Donnie's information, and I called Donnie up. We talked. Donnie said, man, come on. He gave me the address, and that was it. But Donnie, I don't know. Donnie sees something special in me. Me and Donnie, we became, he took me under as a little brother. I would say after my 3rd class, he said, Lowe's, don't worry about money. He took me on his wing.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and through Donnie, he told me about the high steppers, how stepping actually started with the high steppers with Donnie, Claudel, Zach Mack, George Macaroni, Ice Rob, and how they formulated this dance called the high stepping. When they took the name off high and just, they just started calling it stepping. So each one of them had their own style.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, and when they started, like, say, there was like 2 forms of dance. So you have freestyle, then you have bopping. And from what they was told me, the dance was dying out. Then Donnie pulled in Ice Ray, and then they created the high steppers. And Donnie brought in Claudel, Ice Ray brought in Ice Rob, Zach Mack, George Macaroni, and they had the high steppers. And they said that the first stepper set, they said it was dead. They was playing cards. That was it.
Really?
The second set, they said the block they said the line was down the block, 2 blocks long. People from all over, but everybody was coming all over Chicago to see Ice Ray dance.
Oh, wow.
He came up with a new dance, you know, because you had freestyle and you had bopping. He had a dance that was infused, and it was like skate moves where you put your feet in the air. People from all over Chicago had to come see this man dance.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And,
I know a lot of skaters step and vice versa.
And Ray, he infused it in a whole new, totally different. He took the dance bopping and restructured it, rebranded it, which we call step. And he did that. And so that's what happened. And then through Donnie, George Macaroni was coming to class, and I met George Macaroni through Donnie. At the time, George was selling all these DVDs. No, at the time, it was VHS tapes. So he introduced me to George, and me and George became close friends. George treated me like a brother. And I had like maybe 15 VHS tapes of the very first World Largest in 91. I think it was 90 or 91. From 91 all the way up to, I think, 2004, I had all the contests, so I studied it. I studied. I knew everything.
Did you attend those World Largest?
No. But I was watching everything. I studied everybody. I studied every move or whatever. I studied the patterns and everything else or whatever. I think that's what helped my dance. And I would go over George Macaroni's house, and he would sell music and VHS tapes. Now, this is interesting. This is history. George had his big old poster of him wearing his yellow. He said, Los, man, you see that picture right there? He said, that's a very historical picture. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with it? Well, what's up? He said, that picture was the first poster to ever have a stepper's face on it. At the time, they were just putting up posters or flyers of just the event and the name or the name of the groups or whatever. But I put my picture up. Everybody laughed at me. Now everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
So George Macaroni was the first one to ever put his picture on the flyer.
Oh, wow. So he's a pioneer in the flyers, which are very big and instrumental as part of stepping.
And the high steppers, like I said, them high steppers, them guys, I have a picture. One time I seen a picture of these guys were, them guys, they were incredible. And me and George became close friends, passed away. Then Donnie introduced me to Claudel. Claudel had a very unique style, whereas you doing turns after turns after turns. He had different style, turns after turns after turns. So I went to Claudel class. And I had all these turns, but it was like jumped up, it was clunked up. And Claudel cleaned me up. So after class, we stayed after class. He worked with me for like 3 hours after class. He said that, hey man, you need this time to do footwork. At the time I was trying to do turns footwork. He said, no, wait for the footwork. You hit it here, you hit it there. You do a kickstand here, you do a kickstand there. So he cleaned me up as far as me doing execution. So
you were very fortunate.
I was blessed.
To get, that one-on-one instruction and mentoring from not only Donnie, but George, Claudel.
Then Ice Ray, at the time, George, he said, Lois, man, meet me at the 50. I don't know where he was 50 at. So he gave me address, around 75th. You don't know the 50? I'm like, no, man, I'm new. Shit, I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Milltown, Milwaukee. Even though I fit in.
So did you move to Chicago for a bit?
Years later, yeah.
Okay.
So George gave me an address. I went to 50. It blew my mind. It was like at the time, it was jam-packed. It was like maybe 100 people. No, I'd say like 75 people outside hanging out. I'm like, wow. And I'm going through this packed and inside. I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So he introduced me there. Then George introduced me to Ice Ray. And at the time, because when I was down there, everybody kept saying, am I related to Ray? I'm like, no, because we look alike. Well, I said, but Ray looked like my oldest brother. So we met. He said, damn, we do look alike. Everybody keeps saying, I'm like, yeah, but,
favor.
Yeah, but we became pretty cool at the time. We were talking all that stuff. But then when I was in class, Donnie said, hey, Lois, man, let's go by Ray house. I'm like, okay, cool. So we went over Ray house. And Ray had 2 houses that he made. He bought 2 corner houses and he merged them into one. And he had a breezeway. He had a big 9-foot pool table that was made out of a Rolls Royce. And
Wow.
yeah, so
That's nice.
it was something, yeah. So they didn't know how good I was in pool table. That's the thing. So we was gonna gamble. I'm like, no, because I don't want to make no enemies.
Yeah,
Get money.
exactly. You know, that's started hustling. I know a little about that.
Yeah. So I shot a 4-rail bank shot on them and made it. They like, what the hell? Where did you come from? Look how he's shooting all. He's setting up every shot as he's man, get him out of here. So
Yeah.
actually, Ray put me out the house.
Oh wow. Wow.
So you see me again. He said, Lowe's, man, come on by. Hey, man, I'm not going, no, man, come on by. And then I was coming by his house at the time. So every time you go to Ray's house, he played nothing but James Brown music. Every time you go to his house, he got James Brown music on. So at the time, I'm shooting pool. Come on, Lowe's, let me show you this move. Like, no, I'm shooting pool. Because I still had a love for pool at the time.
Right. Yeah. You always
So,
will. I mean, if you see a table, you just feel drawn.
So then, but there's one time, me and Vendetta, we did Club the Elegance at the time. And it was a very historical contest. I mean, the best of the best was there. And it was at this club called, actually it was called 3Gs, and they changed the name to Club the Elegance. And me and Vendetta said, hey, let's get in this contest. I'm like, sure? She's like, yeah. I was on dance for like maybe a couple of years. Yeah, a couple of years. Are you sure? She said, yeah, we just as good as them. You got just
That's
much
what
time
I like,
footwork.
confidence.
Yeah, she said, you got, if not
Shout
more
out
turns
to your
than them.
cousin. I love your cousin.
Yeah, she said, we got, I got much footwork as ladies. Let's get in there. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Well,
So,
actually, real quick, Vendetta, did she learn from Donnie and Claudel like you did, or
no, it's another long story
she
about
had
that.
her own story? Okay.
Let me tell you about this part. Then I'll tell you about that. So I said, okay, cool, let's do it. So when we got in the prelims, she got all on me. She's like, Carlos, what was the footwork? You got to, well, why you didn't do no damn footwork? I'm like, what? Okay, this is my first. No, you got to do footwork because we got to compete against Side Skippy and Westside Mike. Where's your footwork? Okay, so I went to a drawing board. So at the time, I'm at Ray house. I'm like, Ray, because at the time, you trying to show me footwork, but I was interested in, he said, well, Lois, when the teacher is ready, he said, when the student's ready, the teacher shall appear then.
All right.
So I get back on Ray house and say, Ray, man, the student's ready. You ready? I say, yeah. So it's this move I did where we had this dance in Milwaukee called the German Outlaw with gangsters, gangsters. And I don't want to get too much involved.
Really that long?
Yeah, but we had this certain group had this dance. It's like the Crip walking, but they had their own thing in Milwaukee. So I took it and I twisted it up, and I was scared to do it. I said, Ray, how would this look? He said, man, that's cold, but just do just a little bit of it because they'll steal it. So he showed me a setup footwork. He taught me how to do setup footwork and how to do transition footwork. So when we did the finals, oh man, we tore them up. And we shocked everybody because they didn't know how good I can dance.
Yeah.
And it shocked everybody. And we won it. We tore them up.
Did you shock yourself?
I mean, I knew I can do it.
I
mean, we knew we can do it. We knew we can do it. Just, are they going to accept it? They accept it. I came with a whole bunch of new turns they never seen before. The footwork nobody seen. It shocked Chicago.
So I will say this. Of course, I've watched a lot of videos as well too of you and Vendetta, and you guys do like all these acrobatic stuff. She's rolling off your back and everything. Yeah. When did the tricks come into?
Well, that's a long. Okay. We did this contest, and at the time I was Ari Israel's first instructor at Step Against. I was there. It was like maybe 225 people, but kept tripling, doubling. He came to me and said, Lois, man, I need an instructor that can bring in the people. I trust you. You're very professional. You got what it takes, man. Would you come and teach for me at Step Against? Well, okay, cool. Give me a call. So he gave me a call, whatever. He said, how you going to do it? I said, can you guarantee me 30 people? He said, I do better than that. I guarantee you 100. I said, make it out of here.
Wow.
He said, no, I guarantee you 100. I'm like, okay. So I said, well, I got to bring in some more instructors. So I brought in, at the time, something came up with that. So I brought in Big Tone. We call him Big Tone, but Anthony Johnson. I brought in Stephanie Ellie, and I brought in Marlene Jacks. So he had 117 people. at the workshop. I don't know how, you know.
Wow.
And this Friday, so the main event, he had like maybe like close to, let's say about 275. The second year, he had like 600 people. The third year, he had like 2,000 people. The fourth year, he had like maybe, I swear to God, like probably 5,000 people.
Really?
And we had a workshop. The workshop, damn, it filled up this whole place.
Wow.
It was crazy, but yeah, we did it well. But anyway, yeah, this contest is crowd participation. So he said, Los, man, I'm doing a contest, man. I want you and your cousin to get in this crowd participation. I'm like, cool, she can be coming this year anyway. So when they came, well, we did the contest. It was Westside Mike, Alexis, Kirk White was in it. Drew danced with Sherry, Phil danced with Candace, and a few other ones. Drew did a neck drop with Sherry. Phil and Candace did a neck drop. We out danced them, clearly. That was the video. That was the first ever video to ever do over 100,000. Actually, it got over 200,000, but somebody took it off. I don't know why, but this is a move where I went over Bendetta's arm and sat in the chair and brought her on my lap and pulled her back up. I seen the chair and I made her move around the spot and did it. So, but anyway, they beat us. Going back home, Bendetta was pissed. She said, Carlos, man, you need to bring it. Why you do no neck drop? Don't worry about it. They got to come to Milwaukee. They came to Milwaukee. That was it. Oh, man. We did something to step in that just changed everything. And that performance, 2010, took Pete Frazier 20 minutes to calm the crowd down.
Wow.
When we was done dancing, I ran out the side door. They one rushed, but Dad picked her up in the air and was walking around with her. People was like, man, hey, y'all stop it. We got a contest to do. Okay.
So, you guys won World's Largest in 2016?
No, 2010. We was the first out-of-towners to ever take first place in the original category. First and ever. So when they announced that name, the whole place stood up. And it took me 15 minutes for me to get to a stage. When I was running to the stage, he was grabbing me, hugging me. Donnie walked over and put his arm around me and walked me to the stage. It made history.
It's like a hallmark moment for you.
It made history. The whole place stood up.
Wow.
People was like, wow, the whole place stood up. Yeah, I mean, we beat the best.
So, of course, Vendetta is your cousin. Are y'all like a dancing family? Are there more y'all that dance?
My sister danced, but she work a lot. You know, she about the only one or whatever. But then I got Tanya Coleman. She's out of actually risen from.
Tanya's your cousin?
Cousin.
Oh wow, okay.
Cousin.
We know Tanya, love Tanya.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's about it. I mean, but our family, you know, we got a whole family for athletes like Kenny Norton. That's my blood cousin. Mahalia Jackson. Who else? Bendetta's sister was the first.
Is your cousin?
Yeah, it was on my mother's side. Bendetta's sister was the first female globetrotter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes, you do have.
We got a few people, you know. Yeah.
A very accomplished family.
Yeah, family for athletes. My brother was an accomplished boxer.
Really?
Yeah, we got trying to figure out who else. There's so many. Yeah, we got very talented people in my family.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, what do you see coming or in the future for you, for Carlos, as it relates to Stephen?
I think. Will I compete again? Maybe, because just get out there just to keep like I say, the dance been beautiful to me. Don't it's like a half a glass of water, half empty, half full. The half empty, yes, there's negative things, but I chose a higher side. Half full, whatever. It did a lot of great things for me. I traveled the world. I met so many incredible people. I mean, met so many beautiful friends. That's brothers to me. I swear, dear brothers to me.
Do you have any regrets?
No.
So far?
Well, my regret probably was being my worst enemy. Being too hard on myself. When I should have been out there dancing, enjoying the dance or whatever. But I like where the dance going. You got so many incredible instructors out there now. Like, I like what Will Burns is doing with the with these
I do
dance.
too. I
Yeah,
will. I would say I like the coming into a new age. Is what it
exactly.
is.
Because to be honest, I
Look
got
at
tired of
attention.
hearing Hail Melvin and Blue Notes. I got tired of hearing the whispers. I love it, but damn, I've been in the game for over 25 years. I want to hear something different. So they bought that. Now it's a new movement, all new music everybody playing.
Mhm.
And then
We can still keep the old, but bring in the
mix it
new.
up, mix
That's
it up. Yeah.
okay.
But I like the different sets. I like Will sets. Keith doing something. Ed Dalverson with his DJs, and there's some great DJs in Detroit. Everybody's doing newer stuff. We got a few great DJs on D-Train in Milwaukee. Special K in Milwaukee. You got so many great DJs now. You got, that's doing great things and keeping that down. You got the DJ Steppin' George. You got Tony Lane. You got
DJs
you got so many
critical
part
of
that's
stepping in the culture and the community and
melody.
the sets,
Yeah.
keep it going.
And the instructors too. I like what the instructors are doing. You got Ed Dalverson. You got Vendetta's pushing out. More than that. You got Sean Valentine.
You
got
that's actually why you're here, and we're in Atlanta this weekend. You were hosting a workshop.
Yeah.
So when you give your workshops, what are some things that you try to make sure you give to your students through that?
Well, I let everybody videotape because it's what you get paid for. I mean, that's your curriculum. I see where everybody's at, and I give them a curriculum for them to record, go home and practice. Because you're not gonna. People say workshops is not good. Well, workshops is very helpful. People say that.
Right, you get out of it. What you're looking to get from that.
As long as you're taking notes and videotaping, it's very important to take notes. It's very important to videotape so you go home and practice it.
I do agree with that, and that's one of the things that's probably not communicated as well as yourself and Sarah Teagle. They'll say, "Come in with pen and paper,
Exactly.
Take notes."
Exactly. Shout out to Sarah Teagle. She's
yes, we love Sarah too.
Yeah. But yes, that's very important. Where you give them a curriculum, and I believe in teaching everything. The male lead should be able to walk. He should be able to be doing walk. Should be able to do a trio. Trio is very important. It was a dying art, and I know that I was the one who brought it back. It died out, and I brought it back. Trio, every type of turn, every type of footwork. It's like a toolbox. You can walk in. The bigger your toolbox, the more you can do.
Right.
You ain't got to do everything. Every song is different. Every song tells a different story. You can do turns, a bunch of turns. This one, you do footwork in this one, or you can do just a little bit of footwork, but a lot of mixing and walking with that one. Every song tells a different story.
Right. It does. It does. And you're a great storyteller through the way that you dance.
Thank you. Thank you.
See that. Okay, well, I won't hold you because I could sit here and talk to you for another 2 hours. I love to hear the stories. I can't wait to hear more. Okay. But where can our viewers find out more about you, Carlos, if they want to follow up with you?
Probably from Facebook, YouTube, Carlos Fortune, and Vendetta's right. She's posted up a lot of videos of us dancing. In the hats too. You know something? I wore a fly hat yesterday. I got 1,000,000,001 compliments. This ain't her hat, but I'm wearing one tomorrow.
Yes.
Go to Vendetta Wright's page and request for a hat. She make all type of hats, leather hats, straw hats.
Yes.
She make everything.
They're very unique. The wood.
They're expensive. She make wood, leather, all that. So yes. But you go to my page, go to her page, Vendetta Wright, whatever. And pretty soon, I've been so busy. I'm working 12, 14 hours a day, contracting, renovating homes, this and that.
Yes. Your work is great. I follow you on Facebook. I love seeing your renovations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm working in a house now. Actually, it's a mansion I'm working on. Then I got a feeling I got a couple more. This house is, I don't want to go too much, put their business out there.
Right, yeah.
It's a mansion. It's like over 11,000 square foot home working on whatever. So I got a couple more after this or whatever. But, pretty soon I am going to do a page and might do a class in Milwaukee or whatever, or just do a boot camp or whatever, The main thing is the guys. And one of the most important things I can say will tell a lot of out-of-towners for building their dance community You got to go after the men and bring in new men, and you got to get out there and network and pull the men in.
Right.
Just posting and advertising on Facebook is not going to do it. Black people are tangible people. You got to get out there. You got to put cheese in the trap. You got to dress like them, dance to the music that they listen to, and showcase the dancing. Let them see trio, and they love trio. Get them in the class. Get them in the class. Every man's going to bring in 10, 15 women.
Right. That is
That's
true.
important.
That is true. And it's,
Yeah.
we need those men to still come in. It's no detriment or knock against the women that lead, but, we still need the men in there leading.
Exactly. Well, the men is a key thing, But this is a beautiful dance, beautiful community. I like where it's going. I like the promoters. Miss Mary, she provides a great platform. Chicken Wing, CN, Rodney Mack, a bunch of others. Michelle Harper. You got Meet Me in the Middle in Connecticut. You got Jersey, Grassroots. You got so many great promoters that's out there, and pushing the dance world. I like where it's going. I like the younger generation that's coming through.
Yeah, so I think we still have hope, for the longevity of the culture and the community. So thank you again, Carlos. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate everything that you do, and appreciate you being you.
Yes.
All right.
Anytime.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Okay.